You're going to see more gold be bought. You're going to see more silver be bought. You're going to see these metals just disappear off the market. They're going into hoarding stage. They're going into hiding. This stuff is going away. What's happening today?
In this video featuring Vince Lanci, we explore market reactions during geopolitical uncertainties, particularly in the Middle East. Vince outlines a traditional asset allocation strategy during such events, with a sequence of dollars, bonds, gold, and silver. He highlights the need for adaptation in today's multipolar world as geopolitical tensions persist. Rather than focusing solely on dollars, the strategy is shifting towards diversification with increased interest in gold and silver. Let's get back to the Vince Lanci and stay connected till the end.
And we will be doing what's basically a risk management war room. So why don't we get started on that? So here we have our silver chart. We're going to talk about silver from a tactical perspective, where we are now, assuming there was no war or assuming there was no problem. And then we'll get into the regional behavior and how silver historically has behaved during these times. And then we will get into what's different now and why that is better for precious metals and silver, especially, actually, but worse, for humanity at the same time. So why don't we start that? Here's your market. Silver's higher, only 5 cents. The market is pulling back. Everything is pulling back. The dollar was stronger. Gold was stronger. Silver was stronger. Oil was stronger. These are all your safe haven type of moves. And as a result, as the market mellows out and doesn't see a catastrophe, all these markets are going to pull back a little bit. You should see stocks rally as well, which you have seen some stocks rally. So let's get into, is it a problem or is it not a problem? And it's a problem. It's a big problem, short term as well as long term. Why don't we start with, I'll leave that chart up there. Not the chart. I'll leave the prices up there. How's that? All right, so here we go. Silver tactical. Again, we're not talking about the Middle East yet. Last week was a tremendous week for bulls. Now, it doesn't look it. If you look at how the market moved, let me pull that back up again here. We had 5 disastrous days. This is that Friday, right? Right. The market dropped. Well, this is the silver. This is not futures, silver. So the market dropped, and then you had this move on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? So you had the beginning, the first 2/3 of the week were a disaster, and the last day of the week was a very big relief. We're going to tell you how to interpret that. Okay. Last week was the week that you wanted to see before a market bottoms. You want to see the market coming off as it did after that long wick day, that failed rally day, that manipulated feeling day. What happens after events like that typically is you will have the market sell off a little bit, and then you'll have CTAs and short players get in. Now, normally this time of year, there are bigger players that are actually buying this dip, but they weren't, and so the market really sold off. And the result now is you have a roach motel. The silver shorts, I want to pull this up here. Look at how big this is. If you can see down here, not only is this a big number for silver shorts, the green goes all the way down here to the bottom of the rectangle, which is even further than down here. Number one. Number two, it's steep. It got to that level rather quickly. And if it gets to that level rather quickly, it tells you something. It tells you this is hot money. And hot money that piles in like that, lemmings off a cliff, wildebeest, around the corner, with a line chasing them, they tend to chase each other out the other way. To the extent that they cover, that's how fearful they are. Well, silver doesn't benefit in the first round of a Middle East uncertainty situation. It doesn't rally as much because gold is money for central bankers, whereas silver is money for everyone else. All right, so that's it. So silver tactical, you should feel confident that we are ending sell season. We are in the ante room to buy season, and that there is a good chance, I'd say a 50% chance, that we have seen the low for the next 4 months. Now you say 50%, that's not much. Yeah, it is. It's a lot. 50%, I'm telling you, there's a 50% chance that we will not go lower than Fridays or Wednesdays or Thursdays low for the next 4 months. That's a pretty bullish statement. So look at it that way. Second part, the Israel-Hamas region. I want to go through this quickly. This is from experience and from education. I think it's going to become helpful for you people, right? Silver people, as we start to see more headlines come out, short-term and long-term. Short-term. Historically, when there is a war in the Middle East, two things matter. The first thing is what region it's in, and that's related to oil production. You know, if there's oil there or not. And the second is who's fighting it. If it's one country, it's riskier than if it's another country. I'm sorry, in this order. Dollars, bonds, gold, silver, that order, okay? And then as things backed off and calmed down, gold would come off, silver would come off, and the dollar and bonds would remain firm because people would put their money into those things. That's when everyone was on the same page. That's when we had a unipolar world. We don't now. So if all these countries, not all of them, most of these countries are long United States treasuries and they're long dollars, are they going to go out and buy more dollars given the unrest between the United States and the rest of the world, the BRICS and the G7? No. They need a diverse portfolio of safe havens. You're going to see more gold be bought. You're going to see more silver be bought. You're going to see these metals just disappear off the market. They're going into hoarding stage. They're going into hiding. This stuff is going away. What's happening today, and here's why I'm saying that. Historically, when the dollar goes up 40, gold goes up 10. Historically, when the dollar goes up 80, gold goes up 20. Today we had, this morning, Sunday morning, I should say, Monday morning, we had the dollar up 40 and gold up 20. And I went, that's gold's being too strong. It's attracting money away from the dollar for safe haven status. And I said, let me look at silver. Silver was also outperforming what it should be doing in the initial move of a Middle East crisis. So was it up 30 cents? That's, it's up more than that, I think. Let me see. Almost like 40 cents, I think. Anyway, but, silver was outperforming. And I say that's especially interesting because at the time, silver had already rallied meaningfully on Friday, so shorts covered. What am I getting on here? I'm getting on that the world is different now. And because U.S. and Saudi Arabia communications are different, traditional safe havens are changing. People are going to be buying more precious metals. Multipolar world, diversified safe havens, etc. So let me give you a little something to look at if you start talking to your family about this. All right, so here we are. Israel, Gaza Strip, invasion. Here's what you want to listen for. The news starts mentioning the Strait of Hormuz, then you start to see big problems. Why? Because most of the oil that comes out of the Middle East comes out of the Persian Gulf, right? Comes out from Kuwait, comes out from Iraq, comes out from Iran, comes out from Qatar, comes out from the UAE, and it all filters through here. Now this strait here, this narrow strait, it's shallower water. There's a little bit of an island there on the Iranian side, and they have guns and they have gunships nearby. And this is where there's a problem. If there's ever going to be a problem that's easiest to start, you start it here. All you have to do is sink one ship in this area here, and it's like you've closed a canal, okay? So historically, the U.S. is out here. They're out here. And we've got cruise missiles, we've got guns, we've got planes ready to go. We're watching every ship that comes out. And if something gets in this area and we see a problem, we see something developing, we're on it. We own that turf. That's our turf, believe it or not. Militaristically, Iran may talk tough, but that little spot there, the most important spot in the Middle East for exporting oil, we own that. Until last year. Now you've got Iran has pretty decent drones. You've got decentralized warfare, and you've got the US not as happy with Saudi Arabia and vice versa. And so maybe we don't own that area anymore. So if we hear the Strait of Hormuz mentioned, you want to be careful and you want to mention that, and you want to check on silver. That's it. Look, there's not as much investable, that's the key word. There's not as much investable above ground silver and gold in the world anymore. It's being hoarded, it's being taken off the market. That's going to continue. I believe, to summarize, I believe we're near the end of sell season. I believe buy season is about to start. We could be at the very bottom, the end of the sell-off over sell season.
Vince Lanci's insights challenge us to reevaluate our approach to investments in a rapidly changing global landscape. As geopolitical tensions continue to shape the financial world, his perspective on adapting traditional asset allocation strategies is both timely and thought-provoking. With the spotlight on the enduring relevance of precious metals like gold and silver, Vince's video reminds us of the importance of flexibility and foresight in navigating the complex and dynamic world of finance and geopolitics. Feel free to share this video if you liked it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon to stay up to date.